Ty, based off a conversation we had with your coaching colleague, Ed Lamb, we are interested to know how you say the new last name for the artist formerly known as Diane Lake.
Well, it varies from day to day, but generally just guacamole. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out and get it right before I actually try to call him his real name.
When he changed his name, which was probably an emotional experience, he's like, yes, I want someone to call me Diane Guacamole.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Probably not what he had in mind, but he's a good kid. We have a good time with it.
Yeah, I can tell. And really, he's not going to argue with you, right? I mean, he's a sophomore cornerback.
Oh, he does. Yeah. Corners are pretty cocky, so they stand up for themselves pretty good.
Do they get that from their coach?
No, Gennaro's one of the quietest, guys you'll see, but I'm sure he's got that side to him or he wouldn't have been any good at corner.
Yeah, that's true.
Great stuff. We're with Ty Detmer on BYU Sports Nation. What's the biggest difference you have seen between Tanner Mangum as the quarterback now and Tanner Mangum as the quarterback last year?
Well, for sure, it's knowledge of what we're trying to do. He's way ahead of last year as far as knowledge of formations, motions. He's lining guys up. He's, giving him some freedom at the line of scrimmage to give guys different routes and things like that. So I feel real comfortable. He's got a good understanding of it, so he can give him some of those options. And last spring, it was just, you get up to the line, recheck the wristband. What did I just call? All those things. So this year, things are smoother. He's really got a good grasp of what we're trying to accomplish on each different play.
As a guy who, I think your sophomore year, you kind of took over the offense and it was you, right? Now Tanner Mangum, it's his offense. He's the guy that, Taysom isn't in camp. There's no question there. Luckily for you, you don't have to worry about this year. What's the difference like when you become the guy?
Well, the difference is the being the guy in the locker room, being the guy in the huddle, running the show, having people, respect you and trust you and know that they can count on you. And so that's the difference is, it's not so much the playing the game part of it as it is being the leader and being the guy they look to for direction and know that they can go to. And if they're not sure what to do, he can get them in the right spot. So he's really, stepped up that way as well. Last year, I'm sure it was awkward for him with Taysom sitting there and not really practicing in the spring and feeling like you want to do that, but also knowing that there's another guy there competing for it as well. And so you can't really put everything into the leadership part of it that you normally would.
Where do you feel like you have improved the most as an offensive coordinator from last year to this year?
Well, it's definitely a different feel this spring as opposed to last year with trying to put everything in and throw a lot at them so that you can go back and pull from it. This spring, we've pulled back. We've tried to simplify things and just really get good at the little things in the meat of our offense. And then we'll tweak it and game plan and add wrinkles as we go. But if we can get really good at the little details of our base stuff, then we can move on and continue to add and give them little wrinkles that aren't a big change for them. And last year it was, you're trying to be good at everything right off the bat because you got to throw it all at them. And so I think for me personally, there's not that unknown and the nerves going into being the offensive coordinator first year and some of the unknowns with college football that I had last year personally.
Going into year two, how much do you look at, okay, I want to cater the playbook to the personnel versus this is what I'm comfortable with and what we did well last year?
Yeah, there's some of both. You definitely take what you were able to do well last year, but you also know that there's different guys trying to do that. And so you got to cater it to the individual at the end of the day. You're adding wrinkles in for Tanner's style as opposed to maybe Taysom's style. And then same thing with our running backs and what they're better at, trying to get them in situations. This time of year, a little bit too, is see if guys can do it another way and maybe test them in some of the things they're not as comfortable with and see how they react, see what they do with it. And so it's it's different for sure with different personnel each year, but you'll have your base. This is kind of what we are, and then tweak off of that based on personnel.
What is life like without Jamal Williams now as you look to a new group of running backs to step up and fill some really big shoes?
Jamal?
Yeah, it's quieter on the practice field for sure. A lot less dancing, all those things. So, but it not having kind of that every down guy puts a little more strain on Reno as the running back coach, myself with personnel and who's in and what they're best at. So, Jamal was one of those special guys that was good at everything. And so you never felt like you had to sub someone else in for a particular concept or play. And so now it puts a lot more on the coaches with trying to get the right guys in for the right situation and the right play.
It was announced that the spring scrimmage will be on BYUtv for the first time, and there are a lot of fans that are really excited about that. Have you thought about your wardrobe, or does that change anything for you?
No, that's probably the last thing on my mind for that. That'll be different this year. Last year we were playing real close to the vest. Nobody really knew us and what we were going to be coming out in, and so we tried to keep it really simple and really vanilla. This year I'm excited we'll be able to do more stuff and show a little more and open up the playbook a little more for the spring game. So I'm excited about that, and I know a lot of the fans all across the country are excited they'll get a chance to see it.
How do your other quarterbacks look down the depth chart between Bo Hodge, Cody Wilstead, and, of course, Coy Detmer Jr.?
Yeah, Bo's doing well. He's year 2 in it, although during the season he didn't get a big shot of it because he was redshirting and running scout team. So, he's kind of getting his feet underneath him again, running our stuff as opposed to the other team stuff every week. And Coy's solid. He understands it. He knows it. He's played in a similar system before in high school, so he's kind of a natural progression. And then Cody's getting his legs underneath him. He's got a long way to go, getting off a mission, trying not to rush too much on him. He's learning the playbook, having to, get through the workouts every day and get his body back in shape. So we're taking it slow with him, but feel really confident with Bo and Coy, and then Jeremiah Evans is kind of our other guy that's here getting a rep here and there, and smart kid that understands us as well. So all those guys are really progressing. You feel like you can put them all in a situation and they'll understand it and know what to do.
You're going to St. George for a practice Friday. That's unique. I don't know that BYU's ever taken a practice on the road like that. Maybe they did when you played or you had heard of that. But what are the benefits of taking practice down to St. George?
Well, I think, first of all, we've got a lot of fans down there, and people can come up from Vegas. It's only a 2-hour drive. So I think we're all excited as coaches, and the players are excited. So we may get some kids down there that you're looking at as possible recruits that will be able to come out and see us, and otherwise they couldn't come out to a practice. And then entertain our fans, they'll get a chance to come out, get some autographs, and then after that, we're taking the guys on a 2-night camping trip. So they're pretty excited about that. Last year we did 1 night up in Heber. Now we're pushing our luck with 2 nights. So as long as you eat good and you're warm, I think everyone will be happy.
But of all the football teams in America, there are more Eagle Scouts on this group than any other. So you should be fine, right?
That's right. Just know who to hang out with, who to pitch your tent next to, because they'll be prepared. Right?
Yeah. Well, hey, and listen, in St. George, that's prime golf weather. So isn't a semi-goal for this trip more golf for the coaches to a degree?
Well, we've got all kinds of activities for guys to go through on Saturday, and I did hear that golf might be one of them. So I might slip the clubs under the bus and see what happens. So it'd be nice to get out.
Would you rather camp or golf, Ty?
Oh, man. Well, I generally like to camp if I'm going to be hunting something. If you're just going to camp and just sit around the campfire, then, that's a little different. So the great thing is I can do both this time. I can golf.
Yeah,
and
baby.
camp, so that's a bonus.
Ty, it's great to talk to you. We appreciate the insight into spring football. Safe travels down to St. George. We look forward to talking to you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.